All right, so I'm at Walmart. This is the day after Christmas, so all their Christmas stuff is clearanced. There you go. I have big plans for next year to change it up.
Well, maybe it was fate when you walked in the door. I could have sworn I've seen your face before. So glad that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night?
Yeah.
For more than 3,000 years, the body of the Great Sphinx.
You following the camera?
But after 11 years,
What are you doing?
Egyptian archaeologists.
Yeah? Yeah? What you doing? Hi. Hi. Hi, baby. You don't like the camera in your face, do you? It's much easier without the camera. Here, put it way over here. Hi. 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 What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. How you doing? What are you doing? You get the tickles? No, 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 no. You silly baby. Quit focusing on the camera. I'm so silly. No tickles? No tickles? No tickles? No tickles. You silly. Are you so silly? Are you so silly? Oh. Oh. Yeah, you're totally awake this morning, aren't you? Yeah? Oh. Oh, yeah? So we got our window open. I'm in our room. It's early in the morning. And I hear like a crash and then a splash. So I look out the window. I'm looking around. And I'm like, okay, we got some ducks there. And then we got a duck in here. So a crash, duck coming in, and then a splash, the duck was just in the pool. What are you doing, little girl? Why are you in the pool area? Huh? What's your deal? Huh? Breaking in? Daddy Duck's not a fan. He's like, what are you doing in there? Why are you in our pool? This isn't the first time she's done this. This is the second time already. We didn't record it the first time because it was dark out. These little guys are getting very curious, especially since they know there's a lot of water right here. I gotta get her out of here before she poops everywhere. As you can see, last time she was in here, she took some poops. All right, so I'm at Walmart. This is the day after Christmas, so all their Christmas stuff is clearanced. And I want to buy all of our lights and everything for next year. So yeah, my cart's full. There you go. I have big plans for next year to change it up. A lot of lights, and a new Santa, 2 inflatables, this guy, and more lights.
it's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper to buy it now than if I buy it next year. So big plans for next year's Christmas display. And yes, I'll be adding a ton of lights. And there are a lot of people. I'm like out in the area because I needed to go through them. I even put lights back because I had so many. But yeah, some pretty cool ones. I grabbed all these that were left because I really wanted these. These are the ones I wanted. But there's only 5 of those. And they're normally, I mean, you only get like 9 feet of lit. And they're $20 normally. So it's like, shoot, I need to buy all the ones I can because this is only going to cover so much. But I will find somewhere to put them. And these other ones are just a ton. This is normally $20, but it's 57 feet lit. All these guys, I got quite a bit of them because nobody wanted the round bulbs. And then some nice icicles. So yeah. And then yeah, this is gonna go on top of Jesus's manger. I wanted the angel. But there you go. The day after Christmas shopping. And yes, it's not gonna be cheap, but it's a lot cheaper now than it would have been. And I'm hoping for super bright house. Another thing I found at Walmart was this model. And since I have a 67, this is close I can get, 68. So not exact, but what's kind of neat about this is it is a 2-in-1 custom kit. You can build it as a street machine or as a stock Camaro. So I'm doing like a mixture. It's gonna be a street machine. I'm gonna try to build it as close to my Camaro as possible. So what I did is I painted the parts. This is like just the first coat. I know my interior is black and pretty much the whole underbody. So I don't know what hood I'm gonna use yet, so I just painted them both. But yeah, that's the first coat. The only thing I wish is that for all the street machine stuff is all that color, and all the stock stuff is already chromed, which is fine, but I really wish they would have did the street machine wheels in chrome. So now I got to paint those. But yeah, little project that I can work on here and there. But I know if you build the whole thing and then you try to paint it after the fact, it doesn't always turn out so good. Unless you're using paintbrushes, which I might have to do, but I currently do not have paintbrushes to do models because I haven't built models since I was a little kid. So I'm trying something a little different. And then we started putting stuff away for Christmas. So the garage is a complete mess. So I got to stack up all our Christmas stuff in that corner. And yeah. That's what I'm working on here. Okay, so here's all the lights I got. Yes, it's a lot. But you got to buy them when they're cheap and they're discounted, because trying to buy these full price, holy cow, that'd be a lot of money. Just these lights right here, 7,995 lights. So that's what I want to add next year. So that'll put us over 14,000 lights. That's pretty awesome. So definitely you're going to want to stay tuned for next year, because we are doing a completely different setup. And because I was able to get all these lights, I have a plan already for next year. I also picked up these guys. I got that guy because because I had those 3 nutcrackers. This is kind of like to fill in for that 4th spot so we can pair them up on the shutters. And then I got that Santa. His mouth Well, he lights up, but his mouth moves. He actually sings. He has a speaker box, and he sings to the music, and then he does, you know, some Santa talking and all that good stuff. So that guy was pretty cool. And yeah, it's $59 regular, but remember, all this stuff was on clearance. And that's really the only way to buy it. So next year should be pretty interesting with the lights. I'm going total Clark Griswold next year. All right, so back to the motorbike. All right, you saw in a previous video I installed the new 36 volt on-off switch and the new charger. Well, it didn't fix all the problems. I did voltage testing on the battery, seeing how much was being drawn when the motor was on full power, and I was getting a huge voltage drop. So it could be one of two things. It could be I need to use thicker wire, which I'm gonna do anyways now, or it could be a battery. I found a battery on Amazon. So it's a brand new battery. This one is for 36 volt, 350 to 750 watt motors. So this one's actually made for this motor. Versus the one the battery that's in there is not made for the motor. So this should handle the voltage draw. It is actually smaller in size. So it is lighter, which is nice because then the bike will be lighter and in theory go faster, or at least accelerate faster. It does come with the charger, wiring harness. So I'm going to match this size wire because that's what this battery needs. So now I gotta take apart the bike, install the battery, redo the wiring again. But this should fix the problem. Keep in mind, I said should, and I really hope it does. Because otherwise, Cambriea will be mad at me. But yeah, this should do the trick. So I'm gonna work on this project right now and see what I can come up with. And we'll do some testing. All right, here's the size difference. You can see this battery's not, I mean, it's just as tall, it's more square, it's not as wide. Tall, wide, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I mean, either way I flip it, it's probably pretty much the same size wide, but yeah, this one's smaller, but this one is 36 volt, 6 amp hour, 216 watts. Where this one, same lithium battery, powered ion battery, but this one's 36 volt, 10 amp hours, so it's 4 more amp hours. 360 watt hours. So we're gaining over 100 watt hours, and we're gaining 4 amp hours. So this one has more capacity to run longer than this bigger one. So I don't know how they do that. I mean, this battery's a couple years old, a year old, whatever. Who knows when it was manufactured exactly compared to this one. But yes, this, I guess you can find out if when it was manufactured. I don't know if it says. But yeah, so this is an e-bike battery for a different model. But it'll fit into the engine bay right here. And it'll be smaller. Definitely, oh, they're about the same weight, even though, so that would explain why, maybe this one's heavier. But either way, that's what the battery difference looks like. So, and this is just a harness that I made with the fuse. I do have a totally new fuse setup for this one. So I picked this up at the auto store. That's where you can use like in a car or whatever. But this one's an actual 12 gauge wire fuse. Should go well with this being, I think, a heavier wire. But yes, so instead of me making one, I'm like, well, let's do this thing right. So I got a fuse. So I just gotta connect in line with this, and that's pretty much what this will look like that. But there we go. That's the difference between batteries. More power, but smaller, but lasts longer. All right, so the battery's all mounted. We got like some foam to absorb and make sure everything's tight so that it doesn't bounce around. I know vibrations, extreme bumps and stuff can affect batteries, and this controller, I don't want that bouncing around. So I got all this foam and stuff kind of just holding it tight. So since this one has its own like cable that goes for charging, I just put this little like cap on it, but I had to drill a hole here, rubber grommet, just to kind of seal it up. So yeah, this is the new charging port. You can use either or, it's just this one is directly to the battery, and if that's how they want it charged, fine. This one goes actually through the controller and then to the battery. So, I mean, either way, but now you have two charging port options, I guess. This is from the battery to power everything. So I'm working on this harness. This just plugs into here. And this will go straight into the ground on this piece. And then this guy here, this one goes to what would be the charging port to the controller. So I got that done. Now I just have to do ends I gotta replicate these essentially, which are to my on-off switch, because there's two plugs on the switch for each side. I guess it's just redundancy. But so I gotta still make these, and I'm doing everything with heavier wire. Like this wire from the battery is all 14 gauge. This wire to the fuse is 12 gauge. So it's gonna go 14 to 12, which 12 is thicker. So that's fine. This right here, I believe is 16, which is fine because that is a really tiny charging wire here. But everything will be matching. Like this is all 14 gauge wire. So I shouldn't have any issues with distributing the power because it'll all be 14 gauge, well, 12, 14. It'll be all at least 14. And since this guy's so small, I ain't too worried. This is thicker. So everything will be able to handle the power. So I shouldn't have any power drops like we did before, as long as this battery's good. But yeah, this motor definitely pulls a lot more because it has a lot more torque. So that's all I'm working on right now, is finishing this harness up. And then I just got to plug it in to here and then plug the other end into here. And that's it. Hopefully it all works. All right, well, I'm all done with this thing. It works. Now I haven't charged this battery yet, so I don't know really how full it is. Here's the charging port. Let's just take this little cap off. This is the old charging port, which you can still use, but I would say use what the battery came with. This thing's getting a lot more power to the motor, to the point is if you're sitting your butt all the way back and you full throttle that thing, it pops a wheelie. So I'm like, sweet. So hopefully, it's raining though, I can't test it. But it wasn't doing the shutoff like it was doing before, even in this short span. Because all you had to do was full throttle it and it would shut off. So now I got the 12 gauge wire through the whole thing, and the ground wire I took out like an unnecessary connection. So now it's straight from the battery connector to the controller connector. So it's just eliminating what didn't need to be there. And yeah, now it should work. So I'd like to hopefully we'll see when we test it out if it stops raining ever. But yeah, otherwise it's all done. All right, motorcycle's all done. Bjorn's taking it out for a test drive. Looks like it works. So that's good. Let's see. It has begun, the teardown of Christmas. These guys were wet, so I had to bring them into the garage. We got the dehumidifier going. So we're letting them dry out overnight, and then we'll take down some more and repeat this until all of them are dried and able to be put away. Doesn't help that it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but at least get these guys put away and some other decorations. So if you haven't seen our decorations, you're running out of time because I already took some down. Freya, what's on your arms?
A tiny gem.
Some stickers.
Yeah.
Are they, what's on this arm?
Some
You got tattoos?
tattoos.
Are you all tatted?
Yeah.
You're all tatted up.
I do.
So these are those temporary tattoos, and you like them so much you put stickers all on your arms like tattoos? Yeah? You're so silly. Why do you want tattoos? Because why?
That's my love them.
You love them? Do you like that Daddy has tattoos?
Yeah.
You like Daddy's? Yeah? You gonna get real tattoos when you're older? Yeah? Oh, Freya, you're too silly.
Sit on the cutter, or you're not on the quick cutter. I'm going to see you. Or you're on the, I go by you, and you're the cutter.
Okay.
If you're on the quick one, you can make it a wide.
Now you're playing your game.
Yeah. My reason on the cutter, I said that creepy guys can see me.
Oh.
Yeah. I reason on my, I only can go on red now. I got the red paint.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going on this red finger. If you love me or better, subscribe. And know our video. And know our channel.
What do you say at the end?
Bye.
You're a goofball.